Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Charlton Select Board meeting. Today is September 23rd, 2025. It's 6:30 p.m. We're at the Town Hall, Meeting Room 1, 37 Main Street in Charlton. The meeting is now called to order. This meeting is being recorded and broadcast live by Charlton Cable Access TV on Spectrum TV, Channel 191, and recording is available on YouTube channel for Charlton TV. Any member of the public who wishes to record a meeting must first notify the chair. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item on the agenda would be announcements. Basha?
That's a new release dated September 12, 2025, immediate release. Subject, ISMAS GP and through Management Task Force Declaration. Southbridge, Charlton, September 9th, the Massachusetts Drought Task Force issues a Level 2 significant drought status for Worcester County. The town of Southbridge now has to require that all Southbridge and Charlton water customers refrain from all outside water use except for handheld watering between the hours of 5 to 9 p.m. 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Please turn off all outside sprinkler systems. This declaration from the state also applies to homes with private wells. Certain water uses are not subject to restrictions, such as production of food and fiber, health and safety reasons, maintenance of livestock, and core functions of a business. For example, irrigation system for a nursery. For the general public's information, currently the Southbridge Water Department's reservoir system is at 91% of a total capacity. This is within our historical average for this time of the year. The declaration is a county-wide declaration and not due to any current water storage shortfalls within the Southbridge Water Department. This declaration is part of a new laws and regulations put forth by the state legislature, and enforcement went into effect in April of 2025. To be clear, the Southbridge Water Department is not experiencing any water storage shortages currently. The declaration of Level 2 significant drought will remain in effect until the State Drought Task Force deems that the conditions within Worcester County have returned to acceptable levels. More information can be found at https://mass.gov/orgs/drought management task force. Please feel free to contact the Southbridge Water Department at 508-764-3207 if you have any questions or concerns. The last day to register for vote for the special town meeting to be held at the Charlton Middle School on October 20th at 7 p.m. is October 10th, online or at the Charlton Library. That's from 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's that.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda would be the open forum. If there's anyone that wishes to speak tonight, now's your opportunity. Seeing no one. Second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes with one abstention. Thank you. The appointments and resignations, board deliberation and vote and appointments, reaffirm appointment activities, Department Assistant for Council on Aging. Andrew, you want to read about that?
Yes, the Council on Aging is recommending the appointment of Emily Grace for the part-time activities/department assistant position in the senior center. We had received 52 applications and 9 were interviewed. This is a benefited position at 24 hours per week at $20.69 per hour. The anticipated start date for the position is September 29th, 2025. The board was asked to sign a signatory appointment, and tonight you're asked to reaffirm the appointment.
Do you have a motion?
So move.
Second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in.
Oh.
Oh.
Emily
is here.
Oh.
Oh, that's very good to see you. Welcome.
Welcome. Did you want to say anything, Emily, or you just?
I'm just
And thank you for pointing out that you're here.
Excellent.
Okay. And now we'll make it official again. Anyway, we voted?
Yes.
We're good?
We didn't vote
We didn't
yet.
vote, we're voting.
We
See,
have a
this is what
motion and a
happens.
second.
All those in favor?
Aye, absolutely.
Aye.
And
It's
thank you.
unanimous. Congratulations, all right. Next, Andrew?
All right, next we have an appointment for the Bay Path student representative. Attaches an email from Bay Path Principal Dean Packard recommending the appointment of ninth grade student Natalie Perrin to serve as a Bay Path non-voting student representative for the 2025-2026 school year. I would recommend the board make the appointment. The first meeting to attend would be October 14th, 2025.
I move to appoint Natalie Perron as the Bay Path student representative.
We have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion, Marcia, did you vote? Aye.
Yes,
Motion passes, it's unanimous, and she's not here, correct?
Nope.
Okay,
Yeah, unfortunately.
all right, moving on.
All right, next appointment is for the Housing Production Plan Steering Committee. Attaches a talent bank form from Vicki Thompson seeking to be appointed to the Housing Production Plan Steering Committee. This plan will be the community's proactive strategy and development of affordable housing in working with our office and the planning board. I recommend the board make the appointment. This would be for an ad hoc committee, therefore the term of appointment would expire upon the completion of the duties assigned.
All right, do I have a motion?
I make the motion to approve as stated for an agency committee, therefore the term of appointment would expire upon completion of the duties assigned.
I'd second that.
We have a motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, all
None at all.
those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, the motion passes, it's unanimous. All right, and the last one, we have Andrew.
Finally, we have an appointment to the Historical/Historic District Commission and Cultural Council. Attaches a talent bank form from Kenneth LaFerrier seeking to be appointed to the Historical/Historic District Commission and Cultural Council. Mr. LaFerrier has spoken with the chair of both committees and would like to be appointed to each. I would recommend the board make the appointments as requested with the term of expiration for both being June 30th, 2028.
Do we have a so moved?
Second?
Oh, so moved, and,
All right.
no, yes.
All right, second.
So moved and second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, welcome
Aye.
Kenny. Wow.
Motion passes, it's unanimous, thank
We
you,
don't-
Kenny,
we
and I
don't
don't
normally see
see him
someone
here.
signing up for two.
I know, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Except
so
that.
we're still a little early, and if everyone's in agreement, I think maybe we could just move down quickly to the very important, where the trick-or-treat hours. Where is that under?
Yes.
Action item number 1. Set trick-or-treat date and time. Andrew?
All right, so it's that time of the year when the board is asked to set the date and time for trick-or-treating. Halloween is Friday, October 31st, 2025. Last year, the board voted the hours to be 5 o'clock PM to 7:30 PM. Chief Dowd approves as well, but would leave the date and times up to the board. I would also like to invite you to join the employees on October 30th at 11 AM when the children from the library come to Town Hall in costumes and trick-or-treat. The employees do their best to make this a fun event every year. Registration is available on the library's page, but it's to the board to take further action.
All right, what do we want to do?
I'd
Go
make a
with last
motion to
year.
accept the time frame as written.
So 5 to 7:30, okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. It's unanimous. Think we can do one more under there?
Yeah, you definitely
All
can.
right, number 2, action item number 2. Andrew?
All right, we have a special alcoholic beverage license for the Overlook Fall Festival. Attaches an application for a special alcoholic beverage license for wine and malt beverages from Daniel Darger for the Overlook Fall Festival to be held on Saturday, October 4th, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 88 Masonic Road. The application was forwarded to the police chief, building commissioner, and fire department for review, which they have all approved. Per the board's policy, the dates on the license should include the day before the event to allow the alcohol to be delivered, the day of the event, and the day after the event to allow any alcohol left over to be picked up.
All right. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve as stated.
Second?
Second that.
We have motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion passes. It's unanimous. And still
Still a little ahead, I guess
What do
I
you
just
what do
hit,
you
I'll
recommend?
hit up my report real quick.
Okay.
So, just a few project updates here. For the fire substation committee, construction of the steel structure has been completed. Tower construction is currently installing the underground conduit for plumbing and electrical in the preparation of pouring the concrete slab in the next few weeks. I know they are preparing for some traffic rerouting on one day next week. Let me see if I can grab the date real quick. It came in late today. For 9/30/2025, next Tuesday, so there'll be some vehicular, be some traffic pattern changes while they do a sewer tie-in. But they're prepping everything for the concrete slab within the next week, and hopefully get some wood frame construction within the next few weeks. So things are coming together. Relative to the old Flint Road landfill closure, so we have received bids by the Board of Health for the closure of the landfill. The bids are currently under review by Langdon Environmental prior to the recommendation for an award to be granted by the Board of Health. Due to some inflationary factors, we've carried contingency funding within the FY26 capital plan, which will be discussed next. So once we get through the October town meeting, we'll be looking to award the bid. The Board of Health will be looking to award the bid for that work to continue. And then finally, due to the detection of a human case of the West Nile virus in Worcester County, the Mass Department of Public Health has escalated the risk of West Nile virus in Charlton to high. The Board of Health recommends that residents take appropriate precautions, including use of mosquito repellent when engaging outdoor activities around dusk or dawn. So hopefully we'll see that first hard frost before we know it. So,
Thank you. Any questions for Andrew? Hearing none?
No.
I will, at this time, just quickly ask, for those trying to follow the bouncing ball here, we are on number 7, and I'm just going to ask the Select Board member if they have any requests for future agenda items at this time.
None at this time.
As always, you can email us if you would like. And then I will go back up. We are now under number 3, part 2, which is board accept resignations. We're just noting there are none. Right? That's a good thing. All right. And we don't have FinCom here yet, correct?
well, we have 2 minutes. If you want to take a brief recess, I'll notify them that we're ready to go, and then.
All right, we're going to take a 2-minute recess, and we'll be right back. Thank you for your patience, everyone. And right now, we have our scheduled appointment is, well, for 6:45, and we're meeting with the Finance Committee to finalize motions for the special town meeting, which will be held on October 20th for the warrant. Anyway, we'd like to welcome here tonight. Nice to see, always nice to see you. Andrew, did you want to say anything, or just?
No, so I think traditionally, unless you guys have any objections, we could probably just go through each warrant article, get a motion of support from both the Board of Selectmen and Finance Committee. And I guess, Ashley, do you want to, or I can go through some of the.
Yeah, if you want to, I'll
Okay.
that point.
All right. So the first article will be Article 1, appropriation of bills for an unpaid prior fiscal year. This year we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Primarily, these were all just due to late billing. So we had $75 to the Mass Municipal Association, $32.94 to Amazon, $566.56 to Vital Shred, $820 to Maya Mass Unemployment, $450 to CCL Landscaping, and $23.79 to Amazon as well.
Recommendation of,
So I'll entertain a motion?
Yeah.
No, I'll make a motion to approve this article as written.
Support.
To support this article as written.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Unanimous.
I move to approve this motion as written.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passes unanimous. Thank you.
All right, Article 2 is for inter and intra-departmental transfers and/or appropriations for the fiscal 2026 budget. Two that we're requesting is, one is $12,000 to special legal counsel from the Building Fines and Enforcement. This is mainly to support the costs for litigation for the building office, so any legal fees that he was able to recover go into the Building Fines and Enforcement Fund. We are simply transferring it back from the original fund that we had used the money from. The other is $250,000 from Raise and Appropriate toward the other post-employment benefits trust fund.
I'll make a motion to support this article.
Thank you.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
All right.
All right.
Select Board?
Oh, I'd make a motion to approve as, those two items as written.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passes it unanimous. Article 3, Andrew?
Okay, Article 3 is amendments to the FY '26 budget. This year, we are recommending $50,000 be increased to the Finance Committee Reserve Fund. This is to enhance our financial standards for operational reserves. $80,000 to the HR contract obligations. This is in lieu of pending retirements and personnel corrections. $40,000 to the Municipal Energies Fund to account for an increase in utility costs. $2,000 to the Emergency Management Expense Fund to account for a grant program that had been discontinued at the federal level. $35,000 to pay a half-year salary for the Highway Department to add one additional operator position. And $450,000 to the group health insurance to account for mid-year health insurance premium increases to the
That is,
insurance
isn't it?
trust.
I'll make a motion to support this article.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
I made a motion to support this article as written.
Is there a second?
I second that.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes unanimous. And we now are in Article 4, Andrew.
Yes, so Article 4 is our miscellaneous capital items and related contracts. So we batch these as multiple motions based off of department. The first is for essentially kind of the miscellaneous miscellaneous capital ones. So Select Board grant matching funds and planning, $50,000. Primarily, this is for, we're looking at doing an infrastructure and market analysis plan for Route 20. That's the primary target for most of this money. The rest is for grant matching for any grants that might come up. The next is $20,000 from Raise and Appropriate for blighted properties enforcement. And the building office is looking to become more aggressive and looking for some additional revenue sources to be, to go after some blighted properties. So this will help them kind of take a step in that direction. $50,000 from free cash for town hall window replacements. $150,000 from Raise and Appropriate toward town hall improvements. This includes investments in essentially downstairs. We have some drop ceilings that need to be done, some floors, some investments in the kind of the senior center area, but also looking at kind of back parking, some ADA stuff. So this is kind of help us keep our path of trying to invest in this building. $80,000 toward IT replacements. This has been a revolving article to help us keep up with the times. $500,000 toward the landfill closure. This will account for the actual bids in hand plus a 10% contingency and 8% for estimated engineering costs, so that we can get the old landfill closure completed. And then $20,000 toward the library, again for some miscellaneous building repairs and ADA upgrades.
Thank you.
So the Finance Committee would like to amend this particular motion, and we would like to add $50,000 for a feasibility study for a senior center down at the Pickle property.
You going to vote on that?
We already voted on it.
Oh, you did?
We voted on it and to make that recommendation.
You got the board to make
Is the
a
feasibility study
motion
for
to.
the pickleball?
No. That's-
Huh? Okay, the Charlton furniture.
It was. pre-
I called it the
last
Pickle
meeting.
property,
No,
I'm
no, I
sorry.
understood.
So, yeah, we would like to see that amended, okay? Now, how we go from here, okay? We've all voted to support this motion with that inclusion.
That actually, that
Very close, this is-
if I may, that brings up another question, though. But what's the $50,000 in the previous article, Article 3? Finance Committee Reserve Fund, that's $50,000.
Yeah, so my understanding is we've always been at $150,000 is in our budget. I think Andrew and Ashley have done some homework and found that a recommendation by the state is a percentage of your annual budget.
Oh, all right.
This 50 will get us up to that budget number.
It's such that it's 1%.
And by the way, everybody in this town has done a great job of managing their money. Nobody came to us this year so far and asked for any additional monies.
Mhm.
And I don't think anybody came last year. Did we have one for 8,000 for the library or something? For the library. So everybody in this town manages their money well. I
Oh,
just
no,
want to
no,
make that
there's no
comment.
question, yeah.
So what would the wishes of the board with the?
Go ahead, Pete.
That's, if we're on to our section, we had an at-length discussion last meeting on this, and we voted no, so,
Well, we didn't vote.
You
well,
didn't vote.
Yeah.
There was
You
no
didn't.
motion ever made.
all right, yeah, we didn't vote. You're
Yeah.
right, you're correct. So it was on the table last, and it wasn't even a motion made, so.
Yeah.
I have a question. So if we hypothetically speaking will add it, and if that specific article fails or goes through, it goes through in its entirety, people can, right, divide
You
it.
can pull it out.
Pick apart that article and pull it out, yeah.
Yes.
So
Or
uh,
that-
Specific, amended at the town meeting to that one specific one?
You can.
might I suggest that if there's a division between the Finance Committee and the Board of Selectmen as to whether or not they support that specific funding mechanism, that it be its own motion?
I think.
Can we
it's-
make it a motion within this warrant article?
We can make it within the warrant article, but as we've broken it out into multiple
Right.
motions,
Right.
I would suggest that
It'd be its own.
it be its own, so
So
that way
we
it
would,
doesn't.
we would then become motion 5 in this article.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you mean, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's clear.
Are we-
We're just gonna-
Well,
Yeah, we
one at a
decided
time,
to-
would you- are we good with that? Just, I need one person to,
I'm okay with that part of it, but we haven't decided whether or not we support that motion as well. So we're,
right, so first thing, you're right, Steve, thank you.
first thing, I think we're opening the warrant
Technically
back
not
up.
opening the warrant
And adding
because you are considering the recommendation on the warrant article that was
Correct.
provided.
Correct.
I know essentially the way it's typically been done is that the Finance Committee puts together the capital and operational budgets, and then that's deliberated between the two, so.
Yep.
um,
If we're adding
So-
it, we've got to open the warrant.
You know,
No.
no,
that's
it's
what he's
not, you're
saying,
not
no.
opening the warrant,
So
you're
it's a
just
motion.
amending the motion.
Amending,
Which
okay.
is a motion to amend
So-
the existing one.
So right now, that's what we're going to vote on, the amendment made by FinCom. And then if that's, we'll take it from there.
We're voting on whether or not we support the article
As amended,
as amended.
right. So it would be inclusive of the $50,000. Does someone
Do you
want
want
to?
Just,
Just-
let's do this
just-
real quick.
Four
Yeah,
first.
yes. quick.
Let's focus on what we've done for motion one.
Okay,
Take action on that. Once we get through these, we can consider this to be motion 5. So that way,
so we're voting on just,
just what is presented within
Okay.
the warrant
Okay,
as,
you guys
as
are on
before you.
first.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on
Okay,
motion
so
1.
I'll entertain a motion.
thank you.
Or motion one.
Yep.
I'll make a motion that we support approval of how it's written currently for motion 1.
Second.
Any discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
And now, we'll follow suit.
So I made a motion to support motion 1 in the Article 4 as written.
Okay, then we have a second.
As written.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Second.
Any discussion? Pete?
As written, yes.
Yep,
Yeah, all right.
okay. Okay, so that's, we're all good. We're all yeses. All right. Now, Andrew?
All right, motion 2. These are items related to the police department. This is $50,000 of free cash for building improvements, $25,000 for traffic enforcement technology, and $20,000 for emergency response equipment.
Make a motion that we support Article 4, Motion 2, as written.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Select Board?
Make a motion to accept to support as written.
Motion 2. I second.
And we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
No.
Okay, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion, Pete?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yep. So pass it, it's unanimous. All right.
I should have noted that those were all free cash, those were all funded
Free
through free
cash.
cash.
And just let me mention that this is available online for those trying to, like, maybe take notes. It is online. Thank you.
All right, so motion 3 is relative to the fire department, and all of these are free cash requests. The first is $100,000 for HVAC improvements at Station 1, $95,000 for the replacement of Car 1, and $110,000 for the replacement of Squad 1.
Sorry. I'll make a motion that we support Motion 3 in Article 4.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous.
I'm at the motion to support this article as written.
I second that.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. It's unanimous.
All right, now motion 4 will be related to DPW equipment. So the first is for the highway division, the replacement of two dump trucks with sanders and plows for $460,000 total. And for the cemetery division, $34,000 for the repavement of West Ridge Cemetery roads.
Entertaining motion.
Sorry. Here it goes. I've got kids to worry about. I'll make a motion that we support Article 4, Motion 4, as written.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye, unanimous.
All right. Select Board?
I make a motion to support motion 4 of Article 4 as written.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Just curious question, has the lead time come down on dump trucks and sanders from like 3 years to,
That's that guy's question.
do we, I'm just more curious, huh?
About 2 years.
2 years, still 2 years, all right.
Have you gotten the one we ordered last time yet?
Yes.
That's good, that's a good follow-up, yeah, I know, it's hard to keep track of that.
Okay. So, all those in favor?
Yeah,
Aye.
aye,
Aye.
aye, absolutely.
Pete, you, yes, okay. So passes. It's unanimous.
Now you'd be requesting a
Right.
motion on the proposed Article
So,
5.
right, so-
Or motion
so-
5.
The Finance Committee recommends that we add motion 5 to this warrant article, and that motion should read, the town will appropriate $50,000 for the feasibility study of a senior center located at the Charlton Furniture property.
From free cash.
From free cash.
You guys just want to vote on it here now, so just.
Well, that's what we
Yeah.
voted on.
They voted, yeah, they already voted on it.
vote again, because you didn't vote to support the article.
In the warrant.
In the warrant, yeah.
Support the motion.
Right.
All right,
Are you making a motion?
yes, I'm making a motion.
Second. All in favor? Unanimous.
So are we all clear what we're voting on, or do we need more explanation?
We were voting on whether or not, you want to make a motion, Lieutenant? Make a motion not to support the amendment as put forth by FinCom.
I second.
We have a motion and a second not to support. Any discussion? Andrew?
Just for clarification, haven't really run into this one before, so I apologize. Typically, because the Finance Committee sets the financial articles, I believe that the Board of Selectmen's motion would be whether or not to support.
That was
The
the
addition,
motion.
the
That-
amendment.
Right, no, support the motion. I thought I heard you say
Not
support
support.
amending.
Not
He said
Okay.
Not to support.
Not to support the motion, so instead of they support it, it would say
Just-
not, they don't support it.
Okay,
So-
I just want to make sure it was clear that, of what we were
But
voting
That's
So-
on.
the
so-
motion will still appear in the warrant,
Right.
because
Right.
that's
Yeah.
our recommendation.
Right.
Right.
You may not, you may
Right.
choose not to support it, that's your prerogative.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's-
but
that's-
at least it will be in the warrant, and it will be available for vote at the
Sure.
town meeting.
Yep,
Sure.
Good.
yep, and it will just read, the select board does not
I
support
mean,
this
like
motion.
you said, Frank, like
That's all.
we have no option but to allow you to add it.
Oh, of
We can
course.
just
Because that's our
not
job,
support it,
is
right.
to
so-
make the
all right, so you-
recommendation.
yeah.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And Pete, did you have anything you want to add, or?
I'm ready to vote.
I will just say, I thank you for that, and I certainly am in support of it. Obviously, I'm in the minority, but that's the way it works.
Good.
So, okay.
So we have a
well,
motion, we have a second,
Yeah, and-
and we need to vote on it.
Right, so all those in favor of not supporting the article as put forth by FinCom,
Aye.
Aye.
and I vote no, which means I do support it,
Mhm.
but anyway, it's all recorded.
Okay.
Thank you. That's at least all we asked.
Thank you.
Mhm.
On to Article 5. All right, the next is for transfer to and from stabilization funds. The two that we are proposing due to a significant increase in new growth from this year is $1.5 million to be raised and appropriated for the purposes of putting into the stabilization fund, and $1 million to be raised and appropriated and put into the capital stabilization fund.
All right.
I'll make a motion to support Article 5.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Unanimous.
Select Board?
I make a motion to support Article 5 as written.
Oh, I second that.
You have a-
For discussion, and this seems like a pretty good amount of money compared to what we're used to.
So typically, we have,
What's that?
Is it happy?
Yeah,
I will
yeah,
explain this real quick.
Steve.
yeah, I think,
Typically, when we do our budget, we look back at a 5-year projection. We understand that with the Amazon and recent developments that we're in kind of a odd time as it comes to new growth, so we don't want to become too reliant on what we've seen in the most recent past. So when we developed our FY '26 budget, we used the number of $800,000, which was essentially a 5-year projection from almost 4 years ago at this point. The number that came out as our new growth was $5.6 million. So the majority of that money is attributed to the personal property.
You're at 5 million.
I'm sorry,
5 million.
sorry,
You said 5.6, we're at 5.
I'm sorry, 5. Sorry, 5. So the majority of that is that attributed to the personal property tax for Amazon. So essentially, any growth that we're projecting right now in the budget will be borne by Amazon and will keep tax bills stable. So that way, next year, if we have to utilize that growth in the development of our next year's plans, it will keep the tax bills stable rather than playing, essentially up and down.
but we're raising this through appropriation.
Correct.
Raising it through taxation, right, but Amazon, of the 5 million, I think Amazon was like 4.5 of it, or 4.8 of it, of the new growth, out of that 5 million. So essentially, they're paying, footing the bill for the fees, that's why we figured we'd dump it into like a one-time.
Anytime used for long-term,
Yeah.
for long-term stabilization,
Yeah.
or used for other capital projects that are down the road.
Any other
And
discussion?
there are the potential for many of those. Okay.
That's it. So we have motion and second, and we were discussing any more. Pete, do you have anything? Nope. Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passes, it's unanimous. And I think that's it for the FinCom, right,
Yes.
money?
Yep.
Just saying, we'd love to keep you, you're welcome to stay, but, if you would like to adjourn your meeting, or you're welcome to do
Well,
that.
adjourn out in the hallway.
Okay, thank you, again, thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
evening.
Yep, thank you.
All right, so we're on to Article 6.
Article 6, and I should say, Article 6 and Article 7 are somewhat hand in hand, where Article 6 amends Article 1, Section 50-5 of the town's bylaws by striking the town clerk as an elected official to align with the ballot vote from the spring. Article 7 then puts the town clerk position into the appointed position and sets the terms of appointment.
We're taking both these separately?
You can leave it to the board to take them together or separately.
So make whatever motion you want, Steve.
I would make a motion that we support Article 6 and 7 as written.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes. It's unanimous.
Okay. Article 8 is a repeal and replacement of the Historic District bylaw. The Historic District Commission has reviewed their bylaw and has found that what is currently there does not necessarily align with the current standards for the Mass Historical Commission or their policies, so they are asking that the current version be repealed and replaced as provided within your packet.
Yep. Have a motion?
I move to approve Article 8 as written, with all the changes that apply to individual sections of the historical, right, district bylaws, chapter 147, and all that.
Okay.
I second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. It's unanimous.
Great.
Article 9.
Article 9 is to accept Mass General Law, Chapter 32, Section 42B, and Mass General Law, Chapter 32, 42B and 1/2. This will allow permanent, intermittent, or call firefighters to be credited with full-time service for the purpose of calculating retirement benefits in accordance with Chapter 32 of Mass General Law. This was petitioned by the fire chief. He's here this evening if you have any questions.
Motion?
I'd motion to accept as written
Article 9.
Article
for
9?
discussion.
Article
I
9?
second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to accept Article 9 as written. Okay, now, do we have any questions for the chief, or?
Yeah, I
any
do,
discussion?
Rob, just so I
Chief
can
Barton,
understand it, and
would
so
you come on
people
down?
Come on down.
Welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So as far as the on-call firefighters, how many do we have?
So this actually has nothing to do with us currently. This actually has to do with every past on-call firefighter that we've had that has moved on to a career department in another department. So any past member that served time in Charlton and moved on to another department did not get credit for any of their time here. So this is a no cost to the town of Charlton at all. This is solely a cost to the individual. So currently, for example, there's a firefighter that spent, I think, 7 years in Charlton and then went to the city of Worcester. He gets no credit for his time here in Charlton. So with this adoption of this language, this allows this member to contact the Worcester County Retirement Board and say that the town of Charlton adopted this language. The Worcester County Retirement Board then contacts the town of Charlton. They pull his payroll records for that period of time, and they calculate out how much money he made, and then they tell this firefighter, well, this is how much money you have to pay in order for you to get credit for your time in Charlton, and it would count towards his retirement. So it costs the town of Charlton nothing. It doesn't cost anything. It's solely on that individual.
Oh, all right.
So,
That certainly,
So on the flip side, if say Millbury adopted this language and a call firefighter came here, then they would be able to do the same thing. And so it's purely a benefit to the firefighter.
correct. So, yeah, so if we had a firefighter correct, that did it in Millbury and came here, both communities would have to adopt that same language, correct? Yep. So this has been going on now for years. We're just kind of late to the table with adopting this language. It was brought to my attention only because there are, I think we've had about 12 firefighters, on-call firefighters in the past that have worked for us at some point, that have joined a career department elsewhere. And this would essentially benefit them. But like I said, the onus of responsibility is on the individual, and there's no financial responsibility to the town at all.
And this has been on the burner since before Springtown meeting, and we tabled it. to
Yeah,
fall
it came
to get
up just before Springtown meeting, so it got sent to me probably like maybe a month before, 3 weeks beforehand, and it was gonna be too close to kind of get it onto the warrant. So we just figured we could put it off. It didn't impact any firefighter, a past call firefighter of Charlton. It's not like anybody was coming up for retirement and it was gonna impact them, so it wasn't a big deal. We just put it off, so.
Any other
Okay,
discussion? Any other
that
questions?
settles my.
Thank you, appreciate
no
you being
problem.
here to
Yeah,
explain.
thank you.
All right, we have a motion and a second, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries, it's unanimous. Thanks again, chief. All right, Article 10.
Article 10 is to exempt municipal buildings as prohibited areas pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 26910K. The town, asks the town to vote pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 4, Section 4, to exempt town administrative office buildings or offices from being classified as prohibited areas for the possession of firearms as outlined in General Laws, Chapter 269, Section 10K2I.
All right, any motions, discussion, or motion?
I would make a motion to accept Article 10 as written.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Did you want to say anything about this particular article? No?
For discussion, just, when I read the law, the prohibited area, buildings, offices being called, says buildings and office, but the prohibited area in the law also calls in town-owned property. So, this doesn't say property, it says buildings or offices.
Okay.
So when I read the
Let me-
law, I took that as it could mean the cemetery, it could mean,
I will double check to make sure that that language is appropriate for that and that everything is covered. I think we're having a little bit of back and forth with legal counsel on the right way to do it because of the way that the law was specifically written and how to exempt it. So, we'll make sure that it's clear in the final language.
yeah. Yeah.
So we could say pending final legal
Because I
review.
think, maybe you'll find that I'm wrong, but I thought I read,
No,
it said buildings, offices, and property.
We were
So
going back
it's-
and forth as late as yesterday to try to make sure we had the language correct, so.
Yeah.
It might have just been omitted, as far as, because I believe that you're right that in that section it does mention grounds, so.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
huge.
Or it could be any recreational town-owned land as well. It's
So do we
not just the cemetery.
want to hold off a recommendation until?
Well, we have to close the warrant tonight, right?
We can always make the recommendation. Is that
Make a
right?
recommendation that we can amend, we leave this open to amend it to the wording, per legal.
Or we can support it pending the
I
final
understand
approval
that
as
if you
by
want
the
to take
town council.
a motion to, we'll affirm, I understand, what you guys are going for, we'll make sure that does, and I guess, if you want to take a motion tonight to support the language pending further review, and then you guys can re-support it next time, if we do have any changes.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Support the language pending review.
Is Article 12
10.
would be,
Article
Oh,
10.
Article
So
12.
Article 12 is the citizens
Yeah.
petition.
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
does-
It has the same wording. No, actually, it doesn't.
Well, did you
So-
want to?
They
I
mentioned
should say if
prohibited
you-
area.
if
Yeah,
you
so
do want-
let's pause for a second so people can understand. We're talking about
Yeah.
right now, we're on
Mhm.
Article 10, but there is also an Article 12?
I should
12,
note that
so
Article
wanna
12
know.
is the citizens petition that was looking to accomplish the same thing. We suggest that the board take action on their article because we know it's been vetted and supported by our legal counsel, who would be able to defend anything, or essentially answer any comments from the AG's office when it goes to their review, where essentially a citizen's petition doesn't have that same privilege. But just in noting between the two articles, both Article 10 and 12, both just say town administrative buildings or offices. So
Okay, so you,
it is specifically exactly what is written in their
Yeah.
citizen's petition.
Does it, or as a prohibited area, do we
Yeah.
have signs on the library that say prohibited area now? I
No.
don't think, I
We
can't
do not.
imagine we do. Maybe, am I overthinking this, or do we just?
We
wanna-
don't, we do not have any signage
Yeah.
directing it.
Just want to make sure we get it right.
all right, so we have a motion?
So,
Second?
so,
What
so,
you wanna do?
yeah, so the motion will be to
Support
waive
contingent on further review from council.
for the council.
Yes.
All right, there we
All right, Keith, did you have anything? Looks like he's still.
I'm just thinking what's outlined in the general law. So if it's outlined in the general law and we approve it, then I think we'll be covered, but it would be better if we could get property included
Yeah,
in
just, yeah, yeah.
Make sure it's
go.
ironclad.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would, that's, I mean, that's, well, we don't own the ball, we don't own the soccer fields, but town-owned property,
Town
So-
property, yeah.
yeah.
All right,
Okay, so the
so
vote,
we know.
all those in
Second.
favor?
Yeah,
Okay,
all
we
those
have the
in-
second.
Yeah, yeah. Aye.
Yeah,
Aye.
All right, motion passes. It's 10, this was 10. yes.
All right. And finally, Article 11 is the acceptance of Hyde Road and Downing Lane as public ways. This has gone before the planning board. We've had our hearing, so now the next item would be town meeting adoption.
Do we have a motion to approve the article as written?
I move to approve to accept,
Oh, yeah.
no, to support Article 11 as written.
I'd second that.
Any discussion? No, hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes, it's unanimous.
And
the-
traditionally, the board does not take action on citizens petitions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just gonna move, pass over that.
All right, do we want to, be continuing?
That should be everything.
That should be it.
Yep. I mean, included in your packet is a copy of the capital budget presentation that was provided to the Finance Committee in their deliberations of the budget recommendations. So, in that, we have a revenue update, and some projections on new growth, average single-family tax bills. We provided this all online, and I'll provide a more digital-friendly copy as well, so that way you don't have to squint as hard when you look at it.
All right, so now we can go back up. We have a scheduled appointment. I did it again. A dangerous dog hearing. Andrew, can you take that away? 'Cause-
Of course. All right. Going back to the top. 7 o'clock dangerous dog hearing on Gia owned by Maureen McGinty, continuation at your May 27, 2025 meeting. You held a dangerous dog hearing on Gia owned by Maureen McGinty. At the hearing, the board implemented the following: that the homeowner install closed gates, and a continuation of the hearing for 3 months to see if there were any further incidents. ACO Sears did check, and the self-closing gates were installed. We were scheduled to put this on your last meeting for the board to close the hearing, but received another complaint on September 2nd, 2025, that the dog was on Mr. LePage's property. Attached for your reference is the information provided to you at your May 27, 2025 meeting, as well as the hand-delivered notice to Ms. McGinty and for the continuation of the hearing tonight. The following were sworn in from the last meeting, and the oath still stands. ACO Sears, Maureen McGinty, William LePage, and Kelly LePage. Should anyone else wish to speak on this matter, they will need to be sworn in. Yes, the
All right.
continuation is on you.
All right, so what I'd like to do right now is ask our animal control officer to come on down. Welcome. If you wouldn't mind filling us in and giving us your recommendation.
So as Andrew stated, just 3 days after the 90 days was up, we got a complaint from Mr. and Mrs. LePage that Gia was loose again in their yard.
Can you, excuse me,
Oh,
yeah, that you were.
It's with my understanding that Maureen McGinty has a dog sitter who came and let the dog out, and as before, the lawn company had propped open the doors on the gates, even with the signs and the self-closing latches, and the dog sitter did not realize it. Gia got out. During the incident, after receiving the call, I called Maureen McGinty right away. She was aware of the situation. She stated that the dog sitter had called Kelly LePage to notify her that Gia was loose, and that she was on her way to grab her. So Gia was brought back home. I confirmed that. Friday the 19th, I met with Maureen just to let her know about this hearing that was coming up. She told me that at this time, her and the dog sitter are letting the dog out on a leash from now on. They're no longer letting her roam the property in the fenced-in yard. So I understand this is a very difficult situation, and I feel for both sides. So at this time, I do believe that Gia can be considered a dangerous dog due to her ill intent to harm when she gets out. It seems that she's going directly over to their property every single time. So with that being said, most of the orders for under the MGL for dangerous dogs, she's already complying with, but the one that hasn't complied with yet is the dog being humanely restrained, which would be to be kept on a leash at all times after being let out. So that's my recommendation.
Okay. And before you leave,
Mhm.
any questions for them or ACO?
So the dog, I heard the dog was at large, but was there any aggression when?
No, sorry, I skipped over that part. There was no incident, thankfully. Fortunately, there was no incident that occurred.
Okay, just so I understand, so for the 90 days, we had no incidences. On the 93rd day, the dog was at large with no aggressive behaviors at that time?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it seems to me like the people that are taking care of the dog while the owner is out are the incompetent people. We should restrain them.
I'll leave that up to Maureen to answer for you.
In the order of the speakers should come up, and the complainants should come up first if you'd like to speak again. And if you could please, again, state your name and address.
You have to swear them in or anything?
No, they're
Nothing.
ready. This is-
Oh,
It's a
still-
continuation,
It's
yeah.
still continuous, okay.
Yeah.
So my name is Kelly LePage. Address, 168 Berry Corner Road.
I'm William LePage Jr., also 168 Berry Corner Road, Charlton.
So I just want to note, the animal control officer mentioned that the dog sitter had contacted me to tell me that the dog was loose. That did not happen. I was outside doing yard work, and I saw the dog in the driveway unexpectedly, and my dogs were out. So as soon as I recognized that that was the same dog, I ran up my driveway and shooed my dogs into the house while the dog sitter was trying to catch the dog. She was sprinting all around my property and in and out of the road. So I had called animal control. She left to go back home and get a leash or treats or something, and so she left and the dog was still running around, so I was trying to help catch. And then she did come back, and we were able to give her some treats to get her to sit, and she was then able to get her into the car. So yeah, there was no incident, but I was outside at the time, so.
The only comment I would like to make is, I believe she's a compassionate dog owner. She cares. It's very clear she cares for her dogs. I don't think it's a negligence factor. I think it's just a dog. I've had dogs most of my adult life. Sometimes they slip a leash when they're playing. I'm not here to try to get a loving dog put down. If I could make a recommendation and a suggestion, I would ask that they install the underground fence like we use. That way, if they do slip the leash, there's still an added layer of protection. That'd be what I would ask.
Yeah, we have 3 dogs, and all 3 of them have the shock collar. And the only time they've ever escaped our yard is we had an incident where when they were installing something.
The town water in the line.
They cut the dog line for the fence, and our dogs got out that day, but we've never had an incident with the shock collar, so that could be an option.
relatively inexpensive, can be installed by a handyman for under $2,000. I think it's a fair concession, in our opinion.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, if the owner of Geo would like to speak?
Hello. No, I just do want to clarify about, I actually never, I
Mention,
think,
sorry, just your name.
oh, Maureen McGinty, 185 Berry Corner Road. I think there was a misunderstanding with the animal control officer. I didn't say that she had called her. What the dog sitter had told me was that she had alerted them, but maybe I misunderstood her. So I thought that she had, once Gia had gotten out, that she had warned her, because this was one of the few times she actually didn't go right over to their yard, because I think she was spooked from the last altercation, but that's neither here nor there. I do want to try to resolve this any way I can. Like, I take full responsibility. It's hard because I do have to depend on other people. I'm a single woman. I have 2 dogs. I didn't have any, like, when I first got the dogs and first rescued them, I did have someone living with me, so it was a little easier taking care of them. So unfortunately, I do have to rely on a dog sitter. I do have to rely on a lawn company to come do my yard. I have worked crazy hours during like tax season, and like right now I'm working crazy hours, so I do have to rely on other people, which makes it hard. Because if it was me, this wouldn't happen. Like, I'm so paranoid now about what's happened. Like, I checked the fence, like the gate, like 20 times before I let them out. So for me, it's not an issue. It's just, and I don't really think my dog sitter is negligent. She cried when the last time this happened. She feels awful anytime that it's happened. It's just, you're kind of an automatic pilot. Like, this never used to be an issue before we had these last 2 lawn companies. And you're an automatic pilot, you let the dog out, you think it's going to be fine. You don't think that there's going to be a gate open. But now that's why I started having her use the leash, because that way, if she uses the leash, she can take her out there, like, so there's no possibility of, like, if someone forgot. I also have my new lawn company calling up to let us know, like, when they come, because they have a very random schedule. They don't have a set schedule. So they're calling me up to let me know ahead of time when they're coming, because it's only an issue, literally only an issue when the lawn company comes. Nobody else uses that gate. It's totally on the side. It's not like I have people coming in and out using it. So it's literally only an issue when the lawn company comes, since I've put up the new fence, which was 1.5 years ago. So I'm willing to do whatever you guys want me to do. I would look into the whole invisible fence thing, if it's humane. I don't know a lot about it. The idea of a shot collar makes me a little nervous, to be honest with you. She's a 10-year-old dog. I don't know how well she'll adapt to that, but if that's the only solution, then I'm willing to do that. I mean, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'm just trying to come up with something that works. I feel awful about it. I understand why they're frustrated. I would be too if I was in their situation. Just feeling like the dog is just vulnerable to something, to my dog coming over. So I'm willing to do whatever is needed.
Did you install self-closing gates?
I did, but the thing is, you can bypass, there's ways you can bypass it, because they have to bring their equipment in. So it's more like if you didn't close it properly, it'll close. But if you there's a way you can kind of bypass it and to keep it open, because they have to keep it open to bring their equipment in the backyard.
What kind of equipment do they use?
Well, they're a riding lawnmower.
How wide is the gate? It's a riding mower?
Yeah. I have a huge yard, that's the
I
problem.
was going to say, if
so.
it's a lawnmower, wire the fence shut, and he'll learn it pretty quick when he's carrying that thing over the fence.
No, it's a big yard, so they use a riding mower. But, the last lawn company I had, they always made excuses, like, 'cause it happened a couple of times with them. This lawn company, they were very apologetic, and the other thing I was going to do, well, I am going to do, I already bought a camera to put on the fence so I can be alerted when the gate's opened, and I can be alerted on my phone. So it's like blink something or other. So I'm alerted anytime that the gate is opened up, and then I can see if it's closed, and I can alert my dog sitter that, what the situation is.
You could put a camera on that, and that would just. tell
Yeah,
you-
that's what I'm
That
talking
would,
about.
with an alert, and that would tell you when
Yeah,
someone
that's
walks by.
exactly
but-
what it is, yeah.
Do you have any signage on the fence saying?
I
the game
do.
was-
I had one before, and then I just put up new signs after this last incident, because I had one and it come off like in a storm. It wasn't attached very well. But I do have signs, like, so before they leave, and it says, like, a dog is ready to, it's whatever it says, like a dog can't escape the yard or something like that. So there are signs on the gate.
Is there a time that, when you're home, that you can have your lawn company come?
I
If
was
it's only
looking into-
them, that's
that's-
why this might not be.
Yeah, I mean, if they could do it on the weekends, I can talk to them about that. Because it's only them, and then, of course, it's gonna, pretty soon, it's gonna be the season where they don't come, so, it's just part of the year that it's a problem, but I can talk to them about that. I mean, I'm willing to do whatever I can.
No, I
I-
think that's
Pete?
So it sounded like they would be satisfied with some sort of a invisible fence collar. I can offer personal experience. I have an underground fence. The freezing and thawing with the rocks break the underground. I went to a wireless GPS that you actually would set it up to your property, like 10 feet off your property. And as a dog approaches, they'll get a vibration and an audible alarm that they're getting too close before they get shocked. So I have a cell phone plan with it, so I know exactly where my dog is, and it tells me if they try to leave the yard, if they gotten close, and that's more immediate than, checking a camera, your phone going off saying, oh, Gia's too close to the fence.
And
Yeah.
that's probably less expensive than having a wire put
Yeah,
underground.
not really, but.
No, no,
They're pretty
I
pricey.
didn't, I did the wire. but I
Yeah,
did
they're
it
pretty
myself,
pricey. They're
yeah.
about $1,500
Oh.
for the collar.
And the collar has to be tight
Charged.
enough.
Yep.
And tight enough.
But it's,
'cause
so
I've had
it's
them
just,
before,
there's
and
like a vibration before there's a shock, because I don't want to shock
Nope,
my dog.
as they get close, they get a audible and they get a vibration, and then if they go past the line, that's when they start. And you set the level of static, static, so you start low and it's higher. I mean, it's-
Okay.
gotta
I'd be
s-
willing to do that if that's the recommendation.
So what, Basha?
My 10 cents to that is I love big dogs, but I have 6-pound Gucci. And the reason for it is he's inside, no, but that's true. And the reason for that is because I'm never home. And like Mr. Lepage said, it's not about you. Obviously, we've heard you before. You are a wonderful person and you care, but it's not about you. It's a dog. Clearly, any chance this dog gets on their property. To me, yes, I like the recommendation from Mr. LePage. This would do also if your babysitter, if your dog sitter, would put them on a leash while she's walking, just to be sure, if you don't want them to get, electrocuted or whatever happens to those dogs. That's my 10 cents. It's hard because the dogs are like human, they all by themselves.
Yeah, I mean, she's not, it's hard to say this after what's happened, but she is a sweet dog. She just, and after this last altercation, after the last time, the actual altercation, she's been really spooked since then. So I don't even think she's like afraid of the dogs next door now. Like, she's, like, something happened in that altercation, because she actually got really hurt when the other dog was defending itself. And since then, she's just been spooked. Like, we have 2 dogs that are next door, and she won't, there's, of course, a fence in between, but they used to, like, bark at each other through the fence, and now she won't even go near the fence, so.
But she still goes to their house.
But she still goes there.
And that's
That's
the
literally the
problem.
only place that she goes when she gets out, and I don't understand it, but.
I mean, honestly, from the dog's perspective, my dog gets excited when we pick up the collar because she knows she's going out, so.
Yeah.
She loves it. She puts it on.
Well, I'd be
goes
willing
out.
to do that.
But then the sitter's gotta,
Yeah,
they gotta put the collar on.
Yeah,
And you have to train the dog and teach where the boundaries are, and.
yeah, I can do that.
Do you have something to say?
I'd just say my recommendation to the board would be that, the order be that the dog remain leashed when outdoors with until a secondary fencing device can be installed, and leave it upon the property or to the dog owner to determine what the most appropriate secondary fencing solution would be.
But that is the second warning and second
Well,
action
I would,
towards.
I would suggest that as part of that, you do deem the dog dangerous, so that way it has legal ramifications for ensuring that that is complied with.
I think that's probably a good idea, and from financially, that might give you till spring if you just keep it on a leash now.
The only thing I will say, and I'm happy to do that, but she's a big dog, she needs to, you know, dogs of that size, they can't just be, like, they need to be able to run around a little bit. So once I know that because it's not an issue of like, oh, the gate just opening up while I'm out there, or when she's out there, it's a matter of like the gate physically being left open. So if I know I'm out there with her and I see that the gate's closed, and I know, because there's no other way she can get out, then just let her run around a little bit and then put her back on the leash.
Right, but you, they're with her?
Yeah.
Yes, so that's.
Well, I'm always with her when I'm in the
They
yard.
do have training leashes that are 30, 40 feet long, just so you know, because it's something to look into. But you
Yeah.
have to understand that, you know, this really can't happen again, and
Oh, I
it's
know,
not good to
I
live
know.
in fear.
I do
So-
understand that.
So do we
But I
want to
didn't
make a
wanna get
motion
more
to?
aggressive.
Well,
Andrew
my,
would say?
my one concern with going the dangerous route is there wasn't an active aggression. I do agree that it's a nuisance at this point, so I don't know if there's a middle ground where we deem it a nuisance dog at this point with a lack of aggression. I mean, if there was another fight, then that, you know, that was, you know, a different story, but where the dog was out, didn't attack, and I just have a challenging time going back to.
I think I'll make the argument for them that if the dogs were out, there probably would have been an attack. So, I mean, if you want to call her a dangerous dog, I would understand. I mean, I'm not making.
Well, yeah, that's,
So you telling us that?
Well, no, I'm just saying, I already know that's what they're going to say, and I understand where they're coming from.
Well, again, I would go
Once-
back to, I would go back to our ACO's recommendation, and I'm assuming you're making that recommendation because of your experience, and, correct?
for a dangerous dog.
My only thing is, I just don't want her to be euthanized. That's the one thing I just really will fight against.
The problem with a dangerous dog versus it's one step closer to that, though, and I don't know.
And it, you know, it has effects on the housing insurance. You have to go into a special housing insurance, because most likely your housing insurance will drop you, and you'll have to go to the state fund.
Correct. Yeah, or a separate policy for $100,000 or something like that.
So what are the wishes?
Sure. I'm sorry. Sure.
Vice Chair.
Sure.
It's okay, come on down, yeah. What would you like to say?
Two things. One, I would request if we do go whichever route, I'd ask for a shorter timeline, potentially than 90 days. And the other comment I'd like to make where, because my wife was able to get the dog in, that would be the point we made, as well as that dog knew what it was gonna expect on my property. It wasn't just a neighbor's dog. I mean, another property that it didn't engage on, we're talking 2 out of 2 times, and it came back. My opinion is that that dog knew it was coming to my property, maybe not with malice, but it didn't do it by chance, wondering if it was gonna have a friendly interaction.
No, that I think we agree on.
Those are my two
Yeah,
points.
that's the argument, yeah.
Wishes of the board?
I don't know what that, yeah, I'm still. You got one, Pete?
Go up?
No,
You got a motion?
No.
no.
Emily, would they be able to,
Say what you said before.
would they be able to deem the dog as a nuisance dog and still issue an order on it?
And issue more lenient orders on the dog that's nuisance.
No, that's last time for me.
Well, I mean, if you do the nuisance order, and I agree to do I don't remember what it's called, the underground fence?
But that would also be a leash starting tomorrow
Oh, what?
for the dog.
A leash.
A leash.
Oh, yeah. She's already been on the leash since the last incident. Since this last incident, that's one of the steps that I've taken to try to, because just it kind of takes out the factor of like, oh, she forgot to check I put the leash right there at the door. She can't miss it when she goes out, so, the dog sitter, I mean.
So when the lawn person comes, the sitter is always there?
It just happens that way, because I work every day in the office, so and they always come during the week. And she will usually come after they've been there, like the same day, because they'll come in the morning, she'll come in the afternoon to take the dogs out. It's just worked out that way. I mean, there's probably other times where they came on a day where the dog sitter didn't come, but I just didn't happen to be open, you know, I mean, I always check it, but I've never had it open when I've checked it. It's only happened when my dog sitter's been there.
But the thing is, it just takes that one time.
Oh, I
you
know, I know.
And I think,
We're caught up in emotions here.
Yeah.
If I could just stop us, please. A professional has made an opinion, and we're getting caught up in the sympathy for the dog.
Right.
We're not proposing killing the dog, euthanizing, I should say. We're proposing a non-lethal, very safe method that seems like many people in this room have incorporated successfully. I think it's a fair ask.
And
So
maybe a motion is to do that. And-
So what-
and-
No, we need to
When-
deem the
I
dog.
think-
So
Mhm.
It has
we
to
have
be
to deem the,
dangerous.
yeah, it has to
should
be.
no compromise.
Because then we have no
It's dangerous.
precautions after that.
I think, Andrew, did you want Andrew to repeat his
Yes,
suggestion as
yeah.
well?
It would be to or deem the dog dangerous and then place the order that the dog be on a leash when outside until a secondary fence can be installed.
Yeah,
As a
I make that
as a
motion.
nuisance dog,
no, as a
As a
dangerous.
as a dangerous dog.
I make that motion to deem the dog dangerous and to to require the dog to be on a leash until the underground fence is, the electric fence is installed.
Or the system that Pete talked about?
That is my motion.
Secondary fencing.
Secondary, yeah. Is there a second to that?
I second that for discussion, if there is any discussion. I'm not,
So you made a second, okay.
it's
so-
too bad those are the only,
But we're not still
True.
not, we're still trying to help
yeah, I
both
understand.
sides.
And you have to understand
Not
there's a
dog.
liability because, for us, because we're here as well,
Yeah.
I do.
in her recommendation, so.
I personally agree. I think the dog should be considered dangerous at this point. It just has how things have unfolded.
All right, so we have
With,
a motion, we have a second.
I think she mentioned it. She
Mhm.
understood that was going to happen.
All right, so let's go.
Yeah, I mean, there has been a history, and there are other avenues for appeal too. So, I mean, you know, just because this board rules something doesn't mean that that's going to be the final answer on the dog's case as well either.
And with all the honesty, speaking as a professional in that department, insurance department and the law, it's better for you to disclose these things because the dog seems to be on the dangerous side. So if you would have, going into getting the policy, it's not really all that difficult at all. And Mass Property will insure any dog. And the premium are not any higher these days than anybody's else's, if not cheaper. So don't worry about that part. And I think you actually will do yourself a favor, communicating that with your agents if that something would have happened and somebody actually all the dog would get hurt. Think about that way. That's my opinion.
Any other discussion? Hearing
But can I
none.
just get clarification about what, because I've heard it called an underground fence, a secondary fence. I just want to make sure I'm getting the right thing.
I think Emily can, yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, I'm good with that.
okay.
This is good.
And most importantly, understanding the implications if something else happens. I think that's really important.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Any other discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion is unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you, and we get to close the hearing.
Have some clarification on the timeline?
Oh, yes. We should put it.
Clarification
Usually-
on the timeline, please?
Immediate,
For her to have it.
as of
It's
now.
immediate, yeah.
Oh, the underground fence.
And the dog must remain on a leash at all times.
Right now.
Right.
Until a secondary fence is,
So we don't have a timeline for when the secondary fence.
has to be
Well,
on a
it
leash at all
should-
times until the secondary fence goes in.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, so we have to close the hearing? Okay. Motion to close? Yeah,
That's technically closed
It's
now that
closed
you've
now?
issued the order.
okay, well, we're moving on again. All right, thank you, everyone. We know this is very difficult for everyone, so, again, thank you. All right, and I think, where are we? Next meeting, are we on
Special-
next?
alcoholic beverage license.
Exactly.
Oh, no, we did that. No, DPW contract.
Oh,
Exact.
next meeting dates I didn't announce, all right?
Yeah.
All right, so the next meeting, we're on to number 8. Next meeting announcement, next regular select board meeting will be October 14th, 2025, 6:30 PM, Town Hall, Meeting Room 1. Special town meeting, very important, October 20th, 2025, 7 PM at the Charlton Middle School. And just a reminder again that the warrant is on the Town of Charlton
Yes.
website.
Yeah, separate page all for the town, for the special town meeting.
All right, next, well, you need to go into executive session.
Wait a minute, second C.
Yeah. We're going to,
I can't.
we're going to adjourn for executive session under Chapter MGL C30A, Section 21A, Number 3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining and/or litigation, being the DPW contract. If any open meeting law may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigating position of the public body, and so the chair so declares as to return to open session if needed to and adjourn.
All right.
Motion?
Motion, and we have
Second.
okay, so we
Steve?
gotta do
Steve,
roll
aye.
call. Steve?
Steve,
Yeah,
aye.
Tasha?
Basha, yes.
Pete?
Pete, aye.
Sarah votes aye. Karen, we are now in executive session.